box review. If you remember a couple of months back, Glockster did a prize giveaway if you show us your workspaces or what you're currently building, and this finally arrived today. Okay, and it's the Italeri SD KFZ 10/4 with Flak 30. So it's a 30. I would assume that's a 30mm Flak gun. So, what do we get in the box? Right, to start with, we get this bit's come off the sponge, so we'll show this bit first. The main body of the vehicle, where I think the suspension goes, the leaf suspension and what have you. And then we get the internals and the actual cockpit bit, I think it is, and the running gear. Well, not the running gear itself, the actually where the wheels go, the front grille, and the instrument panels, and some other bits and pieces. The seats, steering wheel, a couple of wheels, side grills, and the detail looks really nice. And I can't see no flash, but plenty of mould lines. I've just noticed the headlights are going to need cutting out a little bit. Well, that shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, it looks nice detail and what have you. Also, I've never done anything like this, so I don't know whether to just crack on with it or be scared of it as a build, to be quite honest, because I've never done anything like this in my life. Next through, we've got some of the trailer parts. So you've got, that's the flat bit that goes on top, and if you open the lid, that's what you'll see inside it, with some magazine cases, and I'm assuming that's where they keep the rounds, with the lid and the walls and what have you, and a pickaxe and a normal axe. Excuse me. And I'm assuming this bit here is for when the windscreen's down, so I've seen them weave down, followed down, put that on to stop glare and what have you. Next we come to that's the main base of where the flat gun sits, and the side railings, and we come to the wheels and the tracks. Now the tracks look like they just slot together, but we'll go into that when we come and have a look at the instructions. Yeah, it's some nice detail again on the wheels. Oh, that's nice. The guns are moulded separately, so it looks like as if they can be maybe one left out, because it comes with 4 figures. So with 6 guns, I might just put 4 in to make it more realistic with the 4 men. And it looks like they've got some either jerry cans or storage on the side, on the side of the wagon, with a tow rope. Yeah, so some really good detail actually. Right, so onto the next couple of sprues, and these are the main bits of the actual flat gun. We've got a couple of wheels for the trailer, and there's the actual gun just there. Now there's quite a bit of flash on this. I can't see any different makers marks. I've heard that this is actually a different kit that Italeri have put with it, if you know what I mean. So Well, obviously there is quite a bit more flash on this, and the detail is not quite as crisp. And we've got the ratchets just here for the elevation of the gun and what have you. And the next screw is the figures and the main support of the gun. So we've got legs, body, arms and helmets of all four fellas. And then we've got the nice little sidearm for one of them here, probably for the officer. This one's actually got a bit cut out of his bum, ready to be seated, actually in the firing position. With his legs, unless he's sort of just leaned back a bit, it's but no, it's some nice detail on the element. Actually, in their eyes, they've actually moulded the eyes, and then for the pupils, they've actually put a little dot in each one to represent the pupil, which is quite cool. And they're all twins, or should I say quadruplets, or whatever. The faces look very, very similar. That's the only downside I can see. There's all the things that's really different are the noses that I can tell. But other than that, near enough identical. Okay. So next we move on to the clear parts and the decals. Alright, clear parts, that's just all they are. Just the clear parts of the windows. And to be quite honest, they are fairly clear. They'll come up even clearer with a nice dip in some future, or clear as we call it over here. Next on the decals, got some nice decals on there. Like you see, they've got a few dials and the different ones for the different call outs. I think there's, yeah, by the looks of it, there's going to be 4 different vehicles I can do in this. Alright, and then we've got the mesh for the sides of where the guns are. Right, so then we'll move on to the instructions. Alright, normal Italeri, excuse me, instructions, apart all I've seen have been fold out ones. This one actually comes in a book, and it's got some 6 different languages: English, French, Dutch, Spanish, I think Netherlands, and I don't know what I stands for, might be Iceland, I don't know. Alright, with a little bit of introduction to the actual kit. Well, not kit, subject, should we say. Alright, so on the first page, we've got a nice sprue map. It's shaded with the parts you're not to use, and the colour call outs for. It's got the names, Model Master acrylics, some FS numbers, some RLM numbers, and RAL number as well. And then we move on to the instructions itself. Quite good instructions, really. Build this, put it there, basic instructions, really. With a floor pan, and then mount it onto the chassis with the suspension springs, and then onto, I don't know what you can call them, doors or barriers where the driver and passenger sits. Clear parts into the windows, and then onto the grille and the 2-piece bonnet or hood. And then we move on to the tracks and wheels. Now this bit is probably going to be the bit where I'll struggle with, because I've got no idea how to actually do this, but I'm sure it'll come to me when I can show it. It looks like, obviously you've got the straight bits and then the bits slotted, the single bits for around the wheels, and they just slot together. And then it's got it showing the colour call outs for it, for all the wheels and what have you. Yeah, so that's the bit that's probably scaring me the most for this, if I'm honest. And then we've got coming on to where the wheels attach and the tracks and the front bumper and headlights and what have you. And then we move on to the what looks like the actual floor plan or base of where the gun actually sits. There, and then with all the where the rifles. So that's I might only put 4 on there, and the other ones. Just a minute about that. Next, we've come to actually the gun and the trailer. And if you notice up here, for the mesh, they've actually given you sizes. This is actual size to cut the mesh, ready to install it on the railings that go around it. And you can either pose them down, so I'm assuming that's in the firing position, or up when it's trundling along. Okay? And then you've got the trailer with the, like I said, with the bit for the, let's try and show it. These bits here that shows the cases, and I'm assuming where the other rounds go, with the tools attached to it, a spade, and you can either pose that in the open or the closed position as well. And here we are, onto the trailer construction and the actual fellas that actually operate it. So on here we've got a sprue map for the gun and some of the bits and pieces, and a sprue map for the soldiers and the gun bit and what I mean. It looks like all those pieces get used. So yeah, there's the trailer construction, and then the wheels going on, and then onto the Flak gun. And looking at this, like I said, I'd probably look at drilling it out if I can. Yeah, so that's basically onto the gun installation, build and installation. It all goes together, and then all the way down to the trailer and what have you. The foot plate, and then on to putting the armour plating on. Oh, I can't really see that. No, that's better. The armour plating, and putting that fellow that's got a bit cut out of his bum in actually into the seat. And you can actually have it raised or into the running position or the firing position, whichever one you want. And then it shows you the different ways of installing it with the railings down or up. And then the final bit of the instruction is to deal with the other soldiers that are around it. And here, one stands on the back of the trailer, one stands at the side of the loader, the fire, I'm assuming he's the loader, and then he'll probably be the commander, because he's got the sidearm and the binos and whatever, and he's pointing, I want you to fire that way. And then we come on to the colour call-outs. So like I said, we get 4 different versions. One for the 7th Panzer Division in France 1940, the Flak Betel MOT, the FLA-BTL MOT 606 North Africa 1942, and underneath all these it's got the colour calls out for what they are. And then we've got the General Gorning Regiment during Operation Barbarossa, July 1941, and we've got a Luftwaffe unit attached to 11th Panzer Division, Russia, October 1941. And that's got all the placement details and what have you for the decals. So I'm thinking I might do this one, so I maybe do 2 builds for my group build, but we'll see if I'm honest. And then just on the back page, it's just the safety information and what have you, and a little form send off at the bottom of it to send off for any replacement parts. So that basically is the kit, and to be quite honest, it looks a lovely kit. My skills aren't really up for painting figures at the moment. To be quite honest, I've never done one, so I need to get some practicing on that before I even think about attacking this with painting the figures. So yeah, it looks like a nice kit. Like I said, I just hope it goes to better together than the P40 and the Mirage I did. And I'd like to say thank you once again to Scale Model Alberta, Gloster 42, for actually running the competition and getting this across to me. So thank you very much, mate. And that'll be it for now. I'm hoping to do another video in a bit of me starting to rescribe the P40, which will be fun. Alright, so I'll see you in a bit. Ta-ra!